All right, second try at this. Let's talk about friends of mine that have a lot of kids, and I've told them that to me the world is changing. My friend Denzel's got like 3 kids or 4 kids with this chick, Annette Collins, I think. And he's like, I want to have a lot of kids and all this kind of stuff. And I think he's just now thinking about marrying her. They've been together for a minute. I don't really want children, to be honest. In a perfect world, I don't want children. But what I'm looking at, and I tell Denzel this often, is why would you want to raise kids in this kind of environment? Like, we're watching the collapse of America. There's going to be more disaster. I'm gonna tell you how I look at the future. There's a documentary. I don't know if it's still out or not. And it talks about overpopulation. What if the world population doubled, and it went into a pandemic? It went into things collapsing. Like, that to me is a review. If you want to talk to me, you need to watch the documentary. That is what we're gonna face. Coronavirus is the tip of the spear. It's the tip. It's bad. But there's much worse things to come, and it's not the end times and all that. It's just that you've got a system that's crumbling. You've made it all about just making money for a very long time. You've just pretty much said, fuck the working class, fuck the working man. And so, this is what happens, you know, and now you want people to go to work and die they call them essential workers. Die for Domino's, you know. I think all this shows you how America's not great. We're not better than anybody. You know, get on subject. I just can't imagine raising kids in this kind of environment. And I know what it is. Denzel's my friend. That's my boy. I love him. I hope the best for him. If he gets married to this woman, if he doesn't, whatever. But I can't imagine raising children in this kind of environment. I just can't. And I recognize Denzel doesn't follow news. He doesn't follow, and I think you have to. Like, for him, he talks a lot about the way things used to be and stuff because he's from Arkansas. You know, that's cool. He doesn't follow stuff like, I'm going to give you an example of what I follow if you're watching. Look up, it's one title, Flash Mobs, Brain Chips, A Grim View of the Future. That, to me, is what I see the future is. Flash mobs, brain chips, a grim view of the future. And it went into pandemics. Yeah. They were talking about that back then. That was back when George Bush was in office. They were talking about this stuff. So, I just, I think Denzel's got this mindset of, like, this agrarian thing and people working on farms and stuff. That's the way it was back then. And, like, to me, coronavirus represents a new phase. Like, I don't think we're going to go back to the old thing. I don't want to go back to the old. And that's not necessarily bad. I want to be clear about what I just said. If the left uses this and says, all right, this shows you the right doesn't care about us, working class. They never did. And we need more protections, sick leave for certain industries and all that stuff. If that happened, that'd be good. That's not gonna happen. I wouldn't bet on it. That's not what's gonna happen. I wouldn't bet on it. You know? It's a world that's gonna be a lot more surveillance. Minority Report came out like in 2001, and we going down that path. And one thing I noticed in that movie was the federal government being involved in investigating cops. And I also remember when they were walking around in the beginning, there were military personnel saluting people. And seeing in movies since, I noticed that. I think that sends the message that it'll be a lot more federal power in the future, which is necessary. It's good. But you'll see the federal government parallel with the local and state governments all over. Minority Report, if you watch that movie, there's a lot of stuff that came true in that movie. And there's a lot of things that they're talking about, the movie came out 20 years ago almost, and we darn near, I'll mention that part when they're in the elevator and all their eyes flash. That to me would be some Antichrist stuff. Like, yeah, the chip in the head, all that. Like, yeah, I'm not getting chipped. That, but everything else in that movie, that's probably the best future I've seen in a movie. Like, it's not robots everywhere. But if we have a series of pandemics, we have a series of emergencies, that may need to be the reality. Is a federal government is much more involved in our communities. That becomes a long-term involvement, not with Trump, but with the next president, whoever he may be, whoever she may be. I was reading an article last night about what if there's a major storm during this pandemic? I hadn't thought about that. What if there's a major earthquake or major tornado or hurricane, and they gotta push everybody into the shelters? It's a thought. See, this is what happens when you have a federal government that has been, pussified and punctified, and you defund them, you defund the CDC, you defund the people that protect us. This is what happens. That you have a small crisis, and we kind of like have to hope and pray that something else doesn't pop up, because we have no solution. None. We have no solution. We have no answers for something else. And that'd be bad. And yeah, people don't take it seriously anyway. Down here, no one takes it seriously. When I get up here to this place and I get this truck, nobody in that warehouse is gonna have masks on. Nobody. I've accepted that, and I don't want to talk about that again. I don't want to sound bitter, but it's just, I walk a lonely path. I walk a lonely path. I realize that the South is a bunch of people who have this mindset of back in the 50s. I was thinking about that last night, that I call them the Flintstones. I'm going to go living with the Flintstones, because, like, I'm progressing. They're not. They don't want to progress. They don't want to progress in any way. They remain the same. Technology changes, the laws change, the federal government changes things, but these states, they don't evolve in any way. Even for things that help them, they don't progress. They don't want to progress. They don't want to look at the future. They really don't. And that's just real talk, guys. So, I wouldn't want to raise kids in this environment. I think that you're living in a system that is not reasonable.